Welcome to part 3 of the video series showing how to create and use methods in OmniView. In part 1 of this series, I showed how to create a method in OmniView that does not call third-party software such as Unscrambler or Pirouette. In this video, I will show how to create a method that does call one of these, Unscrambler. As always, start with locking the analyzer on the analyzer screen if it is not already. And I am going to create a new method here. So I click the Add button. I'm going to assign it a name. Now, instead of writing the script by hand this time, I know that I have a script already available that does what I want. So I'm going to go select it from this list. So I select it, and I'm going to save it at this point. So let's take a look at that script. There's some comments at the top of it that explain the general process of calling the unscrambler. The script itself starts here. We're going to call a smoothing function in GWI filters, so we import that module. This line retrieves the absorbances for the latest scan on this channel, which is identified by the variable scan. Next, to get good results, it's good for this unscrambler model to smooth the data first. So we call again the Savitsky-Golay function. Unlike the method we created in part 1, I do not want a derivative, I just want to smooth the data. So you see that fourth argument here has been omitted. This will smooth my data using a 41 point width window and a cubic smoothing function. And the final step is simply to assign the answer as the result of a call to unscramble, passing it the smooth absorbance vector. This function, unscramble, lives in a Python module or source file, which we import for you. Just like we import the GWI scan module where this function lives, we also import the module that has this function, so you don't have to do the import. So far, this is all similar to what we did first video. However, there is a difference. To correctly call the Unscrambler runtime prediction engine, there's a couple more things we need to do. First of which is to identify the prediction engine that we want to call. Do that by clicking this button here. This brings up more options. So the next thing to do is to select the Unscrambler model file that has been produced using the Unscrambler modeling software. I have saved that file to my desktop on my computer here. So I'm going to click this button here to go browse to that location. It's on my desktop. It's named meoh.unsb. So I select that file, click open. It warns me that it will replace any existing model file that I have. I don't have one yet, but it warns me anyway, so accept that. So what OmniView has done here is it's opened that file and read it in and stored it in the database. So now the actual binary contents of this file is been stored in OmniView's database, and at runtime it takes the contents of that file from our database and puts it into a text file or binary file, and then runs the Unscrambler engine on it. So as you Unscrambler users will know, you also need to provide the project name here. For simple Unscrambler models that produce one predicted value, this is all I need to do. Unless you know that you need to use a different number of factors. For this model, 1 seems to be fine, but on other models you may need to change this number right here. I'm happy with all of this, so I'm going to click Save. Now we should have a method which is ready to run, so let's test run it. OmniView went out and got the last scan produced on channel 8, fed it to the Unscrambler, running our script that we wrote, and produced a number of 4.6. This shows how to create a method in OmniView that calls the Unscrambler prediction engine to produce a result.